Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Great Productions. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Robbie. And on this week's episode, it was A24 week. And the winner of our poll was 2019 drama Uncut Gems, starring, directed by the Safdie brothers, written by the Safdie brothers and Ronald Bronstein, starring Adam Sandler, Julia Fox, LaKeith Stanfield, Adele Dazeem. Oh, I'm sorry, Idina Menzel.
I got that reference.
Thank you. Kevin Garnett, The Weeknd, Judd Hirsch, Eric Bogosian, and the God, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Mike Francesca.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm an actor. Okay.
Listen, I got my SAG card, okay?
I already got a Rolex.
He's the Mink Man.
Alongside me is a man who loves Mike Francesca, the cousin Benny. How we doing?
I'm doing very good. I got a question about this movie, Robbie. True story?
True story, Michael?
True story, Michael?
And alongside Benny and I, our best friend, our great friend, and one of our co-hosts, Ryan. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Fantastic. Happy to
I-
see you as always.
Oh, always a joy. I got a question for you guys. Do you think that when the San Francisco Giants are in town, that they have a dinner with the New York Giants?
Yeah, and when the New York Rangers go to Texas, they hang out with the Texas Rangers, okay? Get
They
this guy
have
off the phone. Get this
the
guy off the phone.
Giants picnic is the Mink Man.
Mike, you hear about Stan Lee?
Yo,
Who
that was
cares?
the best. Who cares?
I hates it, but like every once in a while, I put on like the compilations of him like getting into fights with callers or like him getting prank called, and she gets so pissed because he's screaming, the callers are screaming. It's just like, what the hell are you watching?
I never said that.
I never said that. I never fell asleep.
We're talking about a fucking gorilla.
Um, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Mike Francesa, who plays Gary, is a sports talk radio host in New York, and he is
Legendary.
legendary. And he just is ridiculous. So look him up on YouTube. So, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch. We watch movies that one or all of us haven't seen, and like Robbie said, it was A24 week, and we picked three movies, and Uncut Gems won. Um, it was pretty tight though. I think um what
It
was
was
the other
battling
one?
with Ex Machina.
Yeah, that almost won it. And whatever. I mean, I maybe would have liked to have watched that instead, but we do what the people ask. You
That's right.
vote, we listen.
Unlike America, whoever gets the most votes wins.
That's right. That's right. No electoral college in this, although maybe there should be.
I think there should be now.
Yeah. So before we get started on Uncut Gems, please remember to vote. If you view the story, vote, follow us on Instagram, send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com, and subscribe. Maybe it's over here. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you are watching us on there. Appreciate the support, but more is always good.
That's right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
And I'm not trying to give credence, whatever the word is, to anybody, but maybe write us an email and let us know why you view this story, but you don't vote. I don't care if you didn't see the movie, just pick one. That's
Yeah.
okay. Just pick anything. It just baffles the old brain here why you don't vote for a few friends and their podcast.
I mean,
But
pick the
hey,
one you think we're gonna hate the most. Punish us for popping up in your stories feed there.
exactly.
I don't want you to do that. Don't do that. Don't punish me.
You've gone through enough punishment.
That's right. Yes, Robbie is right. Please vote. Even if you don't know the movies, just pick one. I don't care. Um,
I mean, I pick one every week, and I haven't seen any of the movies.
that's true. That's true. Speaking of that, who hasn't seen Uncut Gems?
I have not seen it.
I have not. Robbie, did you see it?
I did. Oh, yeah, I have.
Oh wow.
Oh, all right. Um, so Benny, what'd you think going into this movie?
So, I mean, I knew that it involved the jewelry slash diamond industry. I knew it got a lot of praise. I mean, I wish I didn't know, but I knew the god was in the movie, Francesca. So just seeing his name pop up on the screen was like a dream come true for me.
Imagine he
Uh,
just showed up. You didn't know he was in the
oh,
movie. You would have
um,
fucking lost it.
I would have lost it if I didn't know it and I saw his name pop up on the screen
I
and it
still
wasn't a
would
surprise. I would have fucking lost my mind.
have.
Um, Surprised that he had two scenes, and yeah, the boy can act. I think he's got a career ahead of him. But no, I didn't really know much about the movie except that a lot of people said it was anxiety inducing. Um, it got good reviews. A lot of people seem to like it. So this is a movie Aya and I had on our watch list for years, it seems like. So we were glad we could both finally watch this one. But yeah, I didn't know too much about the actual plot, but was excited to watch it.
Yeah, kind of same. Had it on my list for a while. I think I even started the first like 10 minutes a couple of years ago and just I don't know, for whatever reason didn't watch it. But yeah, didn't know a ton about it. I knew a lot of people liked it. I knew it was about jewelry and sports betting, but other than that, I didn't really know much else about it. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I guess overall impressions, Robbie, why don't you kick us off because you had already seen it. So I don't know if you want to talk about like the first time you saw it or just your overall impressions of the film in general, wherever you want to go with this.
Well, I guess the first time I saw it, I definitely gave me a complete anxiety attack for like 2 hours. And I think that was obviously the point of the movie because I felt like the movie kind of mirrored Adam Sandler's character the entire time. Because I feel like Adam Sandler's character, was constantly on the go, constantly in trouble, constantly trying to, get his fix, constantly trying to, screw people over or get one up on somebody. Um, but yeah, it just gave me a constant anxiety attack, just the way it was shot. Uh, Kind of like the sound editing was just all over the place. Be hearing like background noise while the main character's talking, and it was just all over the place. And I liked it. And I saw the Safdie brothers movie. I think after another one with what's his name? Who's the vampire guy?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. I forgot the name of it. I think it may be called Good Time or something like that. It was the
Yeah,
same
good
thing.
time.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been worse of an anxiety ridden movie. But yeah, it was similar. So yeah, I could just say that I think Adam Sandler gave an amazing performance. A little upset that he never got nominated. I think he was definitely should have got nominated for this. I mean, I wish Francesca was in a movie 95% of the time. I mean, I wouldn't give this movie a 46 out of 10. Um, just have him in the back critiquing, chefs for an hour and a half, and I'm all in. So that's really it. But yeah, I want to say I think everybody brought their A game in this movie. Um, I think it was directed the way to reflect Adam Sandler's character and just, you know, I'm already living in a constant state of anxiety. What's 2 more hours of it while watching a movie?
Go ahead,
Benny.
Brian. Why don't you go next?
Oh, yeah, like overall, I agree with you, Robbie. Like Adam Sandler was great. A lot of the other actors' performances were really good. The direction, the cinematography, a lot of it was good, but I like this movie a lot, but I also hated this movie a lot. And I think, and we'll talk about it later, but like if it wasn't for the way it ended, I probably would have hated this movie. I would have just been like, well, that was just like I'm not here to watch movies to get anxiety. I'm trying to like calm myself down. I got enough anxiety in my regular life. but I appreciate like what they did here. And I definitely see like how good it is, and because it was so anxiety inducing, that I get it. Like I realized that it's a good movie, but I also at the same time really hated it. Um I feel like I often hate when characters just continually shoot themselves in the foot. Like I feel like I want, like it's fine like a couple times, but I want them to like learn and like evolve and progress. That's what I want out of my character. I want a nice happy ending, maybe. Um, so I liked this movie, but I also really disliked it at the same time. But I couldn't stop. At one point, I was just like, I gotta turn this off, and then I was like, no, I gotta see how this is gonna end. Like,
Yeah.
I hated it and loved it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe have the most anxiety out of all of us because I felt like this movie I like lined up with, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a vibe I can understand. That
This
I
is
was like on
normal.
this, yeah, I was on the same wavelength that with it. But what I liked about the movie is it didn't waste time explaining things that didn't need to be explained. Like, why are they going through a divorce? I mean, it's pretty obvious. You can kind of see why that's going on. So that didn't need to be explained. They didn't really explain too much of the relationship between um, Adam Sandler and the brother-in-law. Like, they don't know why, you don't know why he's in debt to him. It's just that's what the situation is, and this is all the fallout from it. So I like that about this movie. I kind of like when movies trust you to kind of either just go with the information you have, or explain it in subtle ways. So I really like that about the movie. I enjoyed pretty much all the characters in it. Like, there are a lot of people in this movie that I went in like when I saw Julia Fox pop up on the screen, I was like, this is gonna be fucking stupid. And she was actually surprisingly good for me. Not that her character was super deep, but I feel like she held her own. Same thing with Adina Salibs, that I felt like I was like, oh, well, how good is she going to be in this movie? Like, the only thing I know her from is like singing Frozen, and she was really good. So everybody kind of held their weight in this movie, and I feel like on paper, this movie was not as good as it actually ended up being. Like, if you would explain the movie to me, I'm like, yeah, it's a cool plot, and I see where you're going with it, but is it going to keep my attention for 2 hours? And all credit to Adam Sandler, like, just his frantic energy throughout the whole movie, like, really, kept you involved in it. And I'm with you, Ryan. Like, not that I would have hated it if it ended a different way, but when it did end that way, I was like, all right, perfect ending. Like, as much as I kind of was like happy for him in that moment, where I feel like that could have been his out and been like, all right, I'm paying off these debts. I'm happy. I got all this money, but that wouldn't have been the end of it for him. He would have found another way to fucking go nuts with it. And I thought it was like the perfect bow to put on the story. Like, he thought he was going to get 1.2 million for the Opal. He wins that bet for 1.2 million at the end there. Like, okay, maybe this is like the moment where things turn out okay, and then you just get that gut punch with him getting shot in the face. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I liked it. I really did. Am I gonna watch it again? I don't know. There are a couple things in it that I didn't love, but well worth my time, and I'm glad we finally watched it.
Yeah, agree. Um,
That was and I'm not making it up. That was one of the most shocking deaths I've ever seen on camera because it happened so quick and you get that rush of excitement that he finally did it. Even his brother-in-law was excited that he actually did it. And that dude just comes out and shoots him right in the face. And you just like all the air comes out of you because you're on this, anxiety ridden wild ride of a movie with everybody. And you see Adam Sandler mostly down the entire movie trying to reach the highs and get out of debt and just not live this ridiculous lifestyle of always trying to find the next scheme to get out of something. And he finally does it, and he's shot in the face, and that's that. And it happened so quick, and you feel so bad for him. But like you said, Benny, that's not how it was gonna end. It wasn't gonna be a happy ending with him winning. He was gonna find a way to fuck that money up and scoot and go back to the lifestyle he was living. That there was no way that that was gonna be a happy ending for him. And I think that like looking at that and coming to realization like, oh man, he's dead. I think after watching it the second time, it's like, yeah, like I knew what was coming. I was like, you're right. There was no other way that this could have ended for him.
Yeah. And I feel like too, the movie did like thinking back on it now, the movie did such a good job building to that last scene where because everything always is going wrong for him, everything that happens with all the tension in that last scene, when he pulls the gun and was going to shoot the bulletproof glass, I was like, he's going to shoot the glass, someone's going to get shot, and this is where it gets fucked up. Okay, then that doesn't happen. And then, like, it's building up to the tip off, and I'm like, he's going to lose the tip off, and this is how he loses the bet. And like everything happening, I was like, how is this going to get fucked up? How is this going to get fucked up? And then he hits the bet, and you're almost like, okay, nothing bad can happen now. Like he hit the bet, and then 2 seconds later that happens, and it like I thought that was like thinking back on it now, like you said, it's just so shocking, and you went through all these scenarios of like, all right, it's gonna get fucked up right here, it's gonna get fucked up right here, and for that to be the way that it ends, it's such a hook, and it like just punches you right in the stomach.
Yeah. I'm sure. Do you think that they had like several scenarios because they're like, all right, there's no way that we can allow this guy to ride off into the sunset with $1 million. Like, how we gonna like fuck this guy? And it was probably like, yeah, he gets shot. The girl steals the money. The guy steals the money from the girl.
Yeah.
There's probably like a number of scenarios, but like, if this movie ended, with sunshine and rainbows, it would have been just completely tarnished and stupid.
Yeah, and you know what I think too, like yeah, there probably was other ways to do it. And I don't mean to change the subject off your question there, but I just
Huh?
wanted to bring this point up. I think the fact that the brother-in-law gets shot with him and like what he was up to behind the scenes probably never gets found out. It's just, oh, he was at the shop with Howard
Yeah, just visiting or something.
and he got, there was this robbery that happened and they both got killed. And it's fucking crazy because like what I want to know what his backstory was almost the brother-in-law because what the fuck was he up to? Obviously he's into something deep. So, just the fact that not even that guy gets his comeuppance after being like kind of the villain the whole movie, it probably all gets swept under the rug is pretty wild as well.
Yeah. I'd love to find out a lot like that, like um what happens with a number of things. Like, does Julia Fox's character just keep that money and fuck off somewhere? What happens to that guy that fronted Adam Sandler the money in that auction? Does he get fucked because he gave the stone back? So he
Oh
got
yeah.
nothing. Then like Arno, like whatever. So there's like a bunch of loose ends. What happens with his family? Whatever.
The poor Knicks ring, which is
Yeah.
gone.
The next string's gone. Yeah.
But we need Benny's
That's
podcast.
That's
yeah,
right.
what happens next?
That's right.
That's a good
Um,
point. I didn't even think about the uncle and like how he fronted
yeah.
he made that bet, not that bet, the bid. That's a good point. It's so
Well,
crazy because everything keeps topping the last thing
right.
as far as like tension and like crazy shit that's happening. Like you forget all the other stuff.
And every time, and this is maybe my I guess conservative nature, not politically, but conservative in that every time he would like kind of go up a little or get some money, I'm just like, fucking keep it. Stop it. Stop trying to like stop trying to double down. Just fucking stop. And that also like gave me a lot of anxiety.
It's
Yeah,
crazy to go ahead.
no, I just feel like there's just so many people like that character in real life that it's just an insane way to live, but that's the only way they know how to live, and it's crazy. It's crazy to
Crazy.
eat. Like I was so like uncomfortable watching Adam Sandler's performance the entire time, and I can't imagine just an actual human being living that kind of life day in and day out.
No.
Every time he put in a parlay, I was like, don't put in a parlay. It's the fucking worst. Don't do it. You're giving your money away. And the fact that he hit both of them, I was like, you lucky fuck.
Right.
Like that's probably the worst kind of bet. A parlay, yeah, whatever, but an opening tip off is so ridiculous and so
I
dumb, and
know.
it's just your entire bet is ruined in the first 3 seconds of a game if it doesn't
Yeah.
Right.
hit.
And like he got all amped up to make this bet because he like saw the gleam in Garnett's eye or like saw the fire or whatever. And so the insider information is that Garnett's gonna have a big game. The tip off has nothing to do with that shit, and you're gonna fuck your
Yeah.
whole bet
But
just
that's
to add a little wrinkle.
yeah, and that's like so perfect for the character too, because
Right.
even though he feels like he has an edge, he still needs that thing.
Still fucking himself.
Yeah, that could like screw him. Like that is so up to chance. And like that's just a perfect bet for him.
It's like if you got a bunch of diamonds, right? And you're like, I'm gonna make a necklace out of this. It's gonna be gorgeous. But you make a Furby necklace with diamonds. So it's like you have all this great stuff and then you just fuck it.
Do the eyes move?
Yeah, the eyes move though.
That's true. Well, all right.
Well, then
I
it's worth
retract my statement. The eyes did move. That's true.
KJ, KJ.
Let's take a look at this.
My favorite part, and like not one of my favorite parts, but what I laughed at, like kind of out loud the most was when they come out of the auction. And I'm gonna call KJ right now, and he's on the phone, and he grabs the phone. He's like, "There's nobody on the fucking phone."
So funny.
KJ.
I love when he gets KJ, KJ.
Um, should we get to plum scores finally?
Let's score it.
Does anyone want to go first?
Not me, no.
Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, I'm gonna like I said, I liked elements of this movie. I definitely enjoyed the ending. But overall, it was not like a pleasurable movie watching experience for me. I don't want to watch it again. I'll think about it. Like again, like it's hard for me to really explain my feelings here, but like I really didn't like it, but I really did like it. Um, so I'm gonna give it a 6.8 because I think it's better than average, but I still don't love it. But again, the ending, like after that ending, I was like, all right, I like this movie. Before up until the last 10 minutes, I was like, I kind of hate this movie, even though there was parts that I liked.
Yeah. You want to go, Rob?
No, please. I'd like to hear your score.
So I liked it, and I feel like I really liked it at certain parts. I feel like the end put it over the top for me. I was thinking like 7.7, 7.8, and just that whole ending scene and how Howard's character ends put it over an 8 for me. Just because, like I said, there was so much tension being released, and then you get that, like I said before, the sucker punch. So I go with an 8.1 on this one. I almost changed it mid-sentence there because I just thought it was really interesting to see a movie that was made like that, which was like everything about it was just anxiety inducing. Like when you first meet his character in the beginning, like there's all this noise going on, it's chaos and it's hectic, and there's like just everything about every scene introduces something that like pulls your attention away just a little bit or makes you feel uncomfortable, uneasy. So the way that they held that up for the whole entire movie and just built to that ending, I felt like deserves recognition. As much as the movie made you uncomfortable at some points, I think that they did overall a really good job with it. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely worth an 8 in my book, and I'll go with 8.1.
Hey, Jay, don't lean on the glass. I have to agree with you, Benny. I'm gonna give it I'm an 8.1 as well. I was in between a 7.9 and an 8.1, but I feel like when I first watched this movie, I said, man, I haven't seen a movie like this maybe in a long time or maybe ever. There's parts in movies where Of course, there's anxiety, you know, movies like Pulp Fiction and things like that, where there's a few scenes where it's just anxiety ridden, like the diner scene's very anxiety ridden in Pulp Fiction, so you don't know what's going to happen. But this movie was kind of anxiety ridden for 2 hours and 14 minutes. And I just thought it was, I don't want to throw the word brilliantly done, but it was done very well for the type of movie it was. And I think that that's the reason why I had to give it an 8.1 because I did love why it was like that. You know, I like the cinematography. I like the different sounds that were, you know, like Benny said, like there's so much chaos going on in various scenes that you're like, what the fuck's going on here? It's like you're inside the scene, like, oh my God. Like again, here comes the anxiety. What the hell's going on? What's gonna happen next? So there's so many things I liked about this movie. So yeah. Would I watch it again? I mean, I saw it twice. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. So I'll give it an 8.1.
I think too, it's such a good job to establish that this guy, like, bad shit happens all the time, that there's so many like fake outs in it. Like, you think about when he's in the closet watching Julia Fox, like, you're like, something's gonna happen here. She's gonna like be with a guy or start
Yeah.
FaceTiming with a guy or something like that. And even that whole plot line with her, like, yeah, she did get a little handsy with the weekend in the closet, but she kind of was pretty loyal to him. But with all the other things that were going on around it, you kept waiting for that shoe to drop with her. You kept waiting for, even at the end when he tells the wife and kids to get the hell out of the house, you kind of expected something bad was going to happen there. There were all these little things that, like, every time they were talking about him getting the opal back, I thought, oh, he lost it. He dropped it. He gave it back to him. Oh, it's going to be a fake. Like, all these different things that they just kept you on the edge of your seat about so many different things, and they ended up being either fake outs or diversions to lead you down another road. So I thought that they did that really well.
Now, before we get into other things, we'll bring back your favorite game. You named this game so well, the Tushometer. Tushometer rating is
I was gonna
back.
ask you that.
So, being a Tush man, you know, uh, I don't know if this Tush was fake or not, but this is on a Tushometer level. This is a 10 out of 10 Tush. One of the best Tushes I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, like Ryan, I'm very hesitant to give a 10, so I think I gotta go with a 9.4 on the Tushometer. Because one man's perfect is another man's, hey, there might be something better. And also I gotta give the wifey a 10. So I gets a 10 out of 10 on
Damn
the
it.
All right,
Tushometer.
perfect. Me too. You know what? Give me a 9.9. I'll give I a 10.
Hey.
Ryan, please give us what are you thinking?
I mean I gotta agree with Benny here, that his wife is a 10. No, my
What?
wife is a 10. Um yeah, as soon as I saw especially the scene at the weekend show in those pants, I was like, I gotta bring it up to Robbie. He's the tush expert. And for you to say that it's a 10, that convinces me that I was correct in my uh tush sighting. I don't know. I can't think of anything
Good.
funny.
Tushaverse.
I
Tushiverse.
mean, when she was wearing that lingerie, I was ready to book a trip to Tush Gardens.
Oh my God, what an experience that probably was.
Please.
Jeez. Holy hell.
um,
Yeah, I'm not whatever, but like Benny said, um, I didn't know like I saw the movie and then she pulled the Kanye antics and the, Uncut Gems thing. Um, but she was very good in this movie too. Surprisingly good.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like her character out of all of them was like the thinnest, and it was just kind of like a one note thing. But that's not her fault. That's the way that the character is written. So, I thought she did really well.
yeah, good for her. Is she? Yeah, what she dated Kanye? Is that what happened or something?
Yeah, for like maybe 30 to 45 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And I don't know
that's
if you
too
know
long.
this, but she was Josh Safdie's muse when he ran Akasha House.
I heard that.
I knew that. Yeah, I didn't know. Thank you. I remember.
um,
Crazy.
All right. Do you guys want to do characters or scenes first? Or should we talk more about the tush?
Please, we're gonna have a bonus pod.
Oh my God. You got 3 days?
Who wants to pick? I don't want to pick.
Let me ask you a quick question real quick before we pick.
Please.
And this is what I vote like, and this isn't me just being a sexual freak, but do you think in scenes like that, like, do you think she was actually touching her vaginal region in that scene? Like, do you think they actually do that stuff?
I think sometimes. Yeah.
I think she was. I don't know if she was like turned on, so
Yeah,
I don't know. There might have been some friction going there, but maybe she's a method actress.
maybe because I had to get the kaleidoscope out to see if she was actually doing it, so I couldn't really see. It was
Freeze,
like it was like the
enhance,
Monopoly man.
enhance.
High, super high, 12K, 16K def.
I bet you're very happy you got that new TV.
Oh my God, forget about it. Please, I saw everything.
All right, let's do characters first. Does anyone want to go first for favorite character?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Do it.
This man held down afternoons for years
Uh
on WFAN. He retired. He came back. He's doing a podcast now. He knows his shit and he doesn't care about your feelings. His name is Mike Francesca. He played Gary in the movie. The hair, the teeth looking like 32 porcelain toilet bowls in his mouth. I mean, this guy, he can talk sports. He can act now, apparently. Please let me find out he can bake a pie, and I'm
Oh my
gonna
God.
pledge my allegiance to this man. But I was so thrilled that he was in the movie, and he didn't suck. It was a little dry with his lines, but he held his own. And maybe they actually had to do a million different takes with him, but he came off really well in the movie, and I'm glad he did. So Mike's up, Mike's on, Mike and the Mad Dog. I salute you.
I just can't believe, real quick side note, I just can't believe, and that really happens. Someone like Adam Sandler rolls into this guy's restaurant and just hands him 40 grand and he's just writing shit on the fucking envelope. Like,
Yeah. He's like, "All right, slow down, slow down.
yeah, slow down, slow down. Talk to the mink man on your way out.
Yeah, please. He's got an update for you on the way out. Okay.
Robbie, would you like to go? You want me to?
No, you can go, please.
Um, I think I'm gonna go because Benny stole my pick. I'm gonna go chalk and pick Adam Sandler as Howard Ratner. Um, he was especially it. So Adam Sandler has done a couple of like serious movies. This one, Punch Drunk Love. What the hell is that other one that he is a
Click, kind of.
Click? Kind of. Yeah, he's still kind of his like silly self. But there's another one.
I know what you're talking about too.
He plays a guy who has
Spanglish.
PTSD. There's
Oh,
also Spanglish, but there's another good one. Anyway,
Is it like the 9/11 one?
yeah, he's got PTSD because I think his wife
Wife
and
dies.
kids died. Yeah, whatever. He can play these characters really well. It's funny seeing him do this when he's also Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and like shit like that, which I also love. Um, but this wasn't like, like a sad sack like in that movie that I can't think of the name of, or in Punch Drunk Love, he kind of plays like a sort of a weirdo, but it's awesome. This is great. He plays this character who just cannot fucking catch a break, even though I shouldn't say catch a break. He does this all to himself. And when he finally does win one, curtains. But played this great. I've met people just like this, just money in, money out constantly, always, and throwing money on games, just going nuts. He played it perfect. I loved it.
yeah. I was a little torn on the accent that he put on,
It was,
but Yeah, and I feel like he fell out of it at some points in the movies, but it's hard to disagree with what you're saying. Like, I'm not gonna dock him points for that. Like, the accent didn't matter. Like, it's not a
No, yeah.
period piece or like,
Could have been
oh,
the fake teeth that was fucking him up.
yeah. So,
KJ.
KJ.
KJ. KJ, don't lay on the glass.
Robbie.
I will go after Benny took my first pick, and then Ryan took my second pick. I'm gonna go LaKeith Stanfield as Damani. Love
Nice.
LaKeith Stanfield. Love LaKeith Stanfield in Atlanta. I loved him in Judas and the Messiah. And I loved him in this movie. I loved the way he played off of Adam Sandler. You never knew where his allegiance lied. He was boys with KJ, and he was boys with Howard, but then he was boys with The Weeknd, or then he was not boys with Howard. So I just kind of like the way he played like I guess an unreliable character, or somebody that was untrustworthy. I think he's a very talented actor, and I enjoyed when he was on the scene, kind of playing off of Adam Sandler as well. So I'm gonna go with LaKeith Stanfield as Damani.
That reminds me too. I was talking about all the fake outs in this movie. It starts with one. He's in there with the colonoscopy, so I was like, "Oh shit, did he get bit in the neck by a dog, and now he's got colon cancer?"
Yeah, maybe.
No, but I thought that was going to play into it, where like all this stuff is happening, and then he finds out at some point that he's got cancer, and then even that the scene between him and Damani, that he like gets the phone call and he's fine. And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna find out that he does, and Damani's in the room, and this is gonna bring them together. And then it's just another thing that I don't know. I mean, I feel like some people might knock the movie for stuff like that, where it's almost like Chekhov's gun, where it's like, this thing, if this thing happens, it's got to pay off later on. And it did and it didn't. It paid off in more of like a red herring way.
I'm surprised he
Yeah.
didn't like turn around and take that diagnosis and bet it on brain cancer.
Huh. Oh, brain cancer is a stone cold lock. So
Yeah.
I there were just some things like even when Damani left him at the practice, and made him take the train home or something like that. Like, things like that kind of annoyed me, but it's probably just fucking annoying to hang out with Howard all the time.
Oh,
And not only that, he probably sees him as someone who, business wise, he not uses him, but they're business partners. But other than that, like if it's between him and KJ, like he's going with KJ.
Oh, who
So,
wouldn't want to go with KJ?
so yeah, like he's friends with him to a point. And if you're gonna start pushing me, and like I'm sure he got 9,000 phone calls, 9,000 texts from him, that he was just like, dude, back the fuck up. Even though he's in the wrong, he's probably so annoyed with him.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, Damani knows that Howard would screw him over in a millisecond. So it's like you said, it's just a business relationship. It's not somebody, a trustworthy friend you can trust and be around for more than 5 minutes, because uh, I would want to shoot Howard with how annoying he is.
yeah.
And
He
to
did
your
screw him
point,
over. He
I
was
was gonna
giving his
say, yeah,
watches out.
yeah.
Yeah, I would pour some Kool-Aid in the fish tank as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Any honorary mentions for any characters?
Oh shit, I lost my cast list. I want to give it up for Idina Menzel as his wife, Dina, or
Good.
ex-wife. She was great. Like I said, another one that, I mean, and it's more on me that I just hadn't seen any of her work besides knowing her from getting her name mispronounced and her being in Frozen. So I went in with low expectations for her with her for whatever reason, and I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she's super talented. Um, I'm gonna go with what's his name? Arno, Eric Borg, whatever his name is, his last name. Love him in Succession. Love him in this movie. Uh, I think he's a very talented actor, and I like to see him in more stuff. So I enjoy him a lot. I thought he played a good character in this movie as
Was in Succession. That's right.
yeah, he was the congressman.
Gil. Yeah.
Gil.
Oh shit. Wow, that is some fucking depth from him. Like Two
I thought,
completely different characters like that.
yeah, Gil Faizon from the wickedly talented game show Too Much Tuna.
Oh, too much tuna fish?
No, yeah, he's good, man. I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't.
I
Yeah,
knew I knew him from somewhere, and I was like, where the fuck do I know him from?
maybe it was the jet black dyed hair.
It was Under
Maybe.
Siege 2, Dark Territory. That's where it was from.
That's what it was. One of my favorites.
My favorite too.
Um, no, he's a very talented actor, and he's got a nice distinct voice, and he did play. Trying to think of a better word to use than menacing, because I just use the word menacing all the time. But he did play a scary guy. Then you're like, oh, wait a second, this guy's a family member to Adam Sandler, and he's really not that menacing because he's trying to run the fuck out of the Julia store at the end. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get like his, I don't know, his threats seemed so empty because like he he never really did much because I think the family aspect kept holding him back. So maybe that's why Adam Sandler kept just being like, I'll get you
Yeah,
the
you're
money,
right.
I'll get you the money. And he just
Yeah.
whatever, because he knew he wouldn't like really kill him.
yeah, but
And
even
I
in the sorry, but even in that car scene, and he's like, don't say my name, don't say my name. So I was like, why can't he say your name?
Right.
yeah. And I think too, like he knows what a fuck up Howard is. And he just like it's all these threats to him, but I don't think that there's anything behind it because he knows Howard's not a bad guy, and it's like he almost can't help himself. So he's like trying to he just wants to really just smack Howard and be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he like did a couple times in the movie. So I don't know. It just got to the point with him where he's so annoyed with him that he escalated it to these levels. But like you guys were saying, like the threats were kind of empty because he probably would never really do anything to him.
It was kind of like the point where, you whatever, you do something for someone or lend someone a couple bucks, and it's like you're like, I'm not gonna ruin the relationship over this. I'm just gonna chalk this up as a loss. You know what I mean? You're just like not gonna collect ever, but
But the
gotta
and
do the show.
yeah, and the other side of it too, he's like he's got to be so pissed that like, and it's Howard taking advantage, but like the balls to be like, I have the money, come get it. Then right in his face, be like, oh yeah, I don't have the money. I fucking put it on a fucking parlay involving a tip off. Like that's so fucking disrespectful to the guy. Like
Yeah, that's what.
as go ahead.
No, sorry, keep on going.
No, it's just that like I said, he's taking advantage of him, and as much as Arno's probably like, dude, I helped you. I'm trying to get this thing closed out. Like Ryan mentioned earlier, when he sees the bet hit, he was almost like, oh, he fucking did it. Like, all right, this is good. Finally, like he's almost happy for him that he's going to be able to, to clear all of his debts.
Yeah, whereas like you said, he's a family member. He knows Howard's a good guy, but a fuck up. And no matter how many times he pushes this to the limit, is he really going to do anything? On the other hand, his goons don't care about Howard. They were
No,
pissed off. They were hotboxing in that little tiny doorway, and they're like, I don't give a fuck about anybody here. I have an opportunity. Howard's annoying me. I don't have no allegiance to anybody, and I'm gonna blast this guy in the skull, and I want to take everything, including his dumb chain, whatever that was, gremlin chain. So yeah, that's like two two different aspects of it where Arno is gonna knows Howard and knows who he is and kind of feels bad for him, whereas the goons don't care at all and don't care about anybody, and all they care about is getting their money, and they don't want to be fucked around with and just watching a basketball game where they don't care about sweating to death for 2 hours.
yeah, like what did they didn't get anything from him hitting that bet. Like Arno's going to get paid off. Like they don't get anything. He just like basically trapped and tortured them for 2.5 hours. So not saying that their response was, warranted, but still like, yeah, you can let Arno out after that. And he'd be like, all right, hey, you did it. Like, great. Those other two guys don't give a fuck. So, it makes sense that that's what happens to him in the end.
Yeah, and maybe Arno is like, all right, whatever. This is going to continue to happen for the rest of my life. Yeah, I'll put up with it. But the other guy's like, I'm done. I'm done putting up with this shit. Like, either you give me the money or you don't. and I don't need to put up with this stuff anymore. And you saw that at the end.
Yeah, he's probably every time because he was like Arno's henchman or something, and every time he'd go after him, and Arno would be like, "No, no, no, like, don't hurt him, don't hurt him." Whatever.
But I want to know why Arno had henchmen.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is that guy up to?
Yeah.
Like,
What's the deal?
obviously, he's into something shady where he's got henchmen and shit. And I feel like this is almost like a side thing where, like, Howard needed money. He's like, all right, I'll float you this money. Then he gets his guys involved, and then this is what happens. And it's probably so far off of whatever shady shit he's really into that this is almost like an annoyance to them.
Right. Maybe they were henchmen of like maybe Arno just facilitated the money from wherever the source was, and these henchmen are representing that other
A
source.
bigger person.
Right. Like
Yeah.
the mob or something or whatever. And that's why Arno was like, give me the money back because now it's my ass because I co-signed for this shit.
Mm. Good point.
Put that in your script for Benny's
Movies.
What really
movies,
happened?
something. Yeah, what happened after?
Watch what happens live.
Ryan, do you have a Ani Mensch?
I do. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but he did say who it was.
Yes, yes, I know who you're gonna
Our
say.
boy, John Amos, as the neighbor who told his son to go fuck himself when he wanted to use the bathroom.
This is Big Dowell.
That's right. The
I love
best.
it.
Love him.
I forgot that he was in the movie. So that was a good one.
Any Coming to America alumni are A+ in my book.
I
you
wish
go.
Arsenio fucking came through the back.
Oh,
Would have
please.
been the best.
Easy 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I have one more Ani Mensch.
Please.
I'll give it to Kai himself.
Good job, yeah.
Surprisingly held his own in this movie. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be Denzel, early, late, middle Denzel, but he was good and he was believable.
Yeah, he's good. He was very
Agreed.
good in this movie. He's no LeBron. He was far and away better than LeBron James and whatever
Space Jam
Trainwreck.
2.
Space Jam 2, Trainwreck, please. Anything else? Game 7 of the NBA Finals, things like that.
Love it. All right. Should we move on to least favorite characters?
Let's do it.
Yes, yes, yes. And I set myself up perfectly
You
to
did.
come back around and get this guy. The Weeknd. The Weeknd stunk in this movie. I'm not going to perform until it's black light. What the fuck? Let me tell you something right now. I love The Weeknd. I think The Weeknd is uber talented musician. And that's where it ends with his talents. He's an unreal musician. He makes some fantastic music. I love at least 70 of his songs. He's great. Stick to that because you stunk in this movie and he annoyed the shit out of me. He annoyed me the first time I saw it when he was complaining about the black light. He annoyed me even more this time around when he complained about the black light. And that was it. I have nothing else to say. That The Weeknd stunk and I wish they would have had somebody else. Give me I don't know, somebody other than The Weeknd that could act. Give me Usher. I'm sure Usher could act. What movie was Usher in where he was dancing at the prom?
I think his name is Ursher.
Please, please, please. So The Weeknd, you stunk.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't pick one of his sons.
No, they didn't annoy me.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would let my son take a dump in somebody's apartment while I'm trying to find my guma, but that's something different. But the sons didn't annoy me.
Okay. Fair. Wait, is it my turn or your turn, Benny?
Your turn.
I think I'm gonna go with, and he's listed as Phil. I forget if they mentioned it or not, but the main henchman that shoots him. I don't know why. He just annoyed me. Like he was just like, and I think maybe it was because he was being held back by Arnold, maybe. But it was almost like he was the personification of the guy yelling being held back who's never going to do anything. I mean, he kind of like he hit him, obviously, in the end, shot him. So I know I'm kind of contradicting myself, but like I just felt like every time they'd like show up, it would be like they'd be like, "We're gonna get you," and then like Adam Sandler would just get away somehow.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he'd always get the best of them.
yeah, like it was just like he was just like bungling. That's what I felt like he was, and he just I don't know. He character was good. Actor played him awesome. Like I'm not saying that it was like I didn't like them because the writing was bad, the actor was bad, whatever. I don't know. I just didn't like the
He just
character.
drove you nuts.
Yeah, it just annoyed me. I mean, all the henchmen annoyed me. Like they were all the same. Like just like looking in the background, get you, or like the ones at the casino, like looking around, get them. Wow.
I'm gonna do what's known in the biz as a mashup
Oh,
and turn my least favorite character into Who Asked You?
I
And I'm
love
gonna
it.
say, Who asked you, Robbie? No, not you, Robbie. Who asked you, Tilda
Oh,
Swinton, to be credited as the manager of Adley's and not be in the movie?
I know.
What a
yeah.
waste. I would have loved to see one of our favorites, Tilda Swinton, in the movie. So, just a missed opportunity. Would have loved to see Tilda Swinton in the movie.
She is the best.
She really is the best. I have a few honey mentions.
Please.
Give me Wayne Diamond as High Roller, the guy who came
Yeah.
on the.
Maybe 3 times. 3 times in one day.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna take a shower, baby, from the plane and everything. Gotta take a shower. Oh, you're
That was
back,
so
baby.
weird. Like, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
go
so
shower.
gross. So gross. And his belly and his tan. He's just disgusting. Just reminds me of an old, rich, you know, divorcee man. Disgusting.
Is
He
he in
redeemed
like
himself at the end,
other
though.
stuff?
He did.
I feel like he is. I'm trying to pull him up.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, hold on.
He plays Bang Tall number 2 and Jugs on a Run 4.
Oh, nice. Nah, not really.
Listen, listen, I'm not here to get canceled or make fun of anybody, but you think you could have gave somebody a better job at the casino than counting the cash with hands like that.
I
She
didn't
had
even
bad hands?
notice his hands are fucked up.
The dude that took the money, you didn't see his hands?
I
No.
It's
didn't.
like he had no, like if you go he had like no thumbs, like his hands were all fucked up like a disabled hands.
Oh, I had no idea. I
Differently
didn't even
abled,
notice.
Robbie. Differently abled.
Differently abled. Cancel me, please. I'm looking for a way to get out of here, please.
I just want to watch Stump the Swab in peace.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. I want to watch Stump the Swab and answer questions about the 1972 Dolphins.
Um, do you have any other Ani Menches, Robbie?
Of course I do. The
Please.
two Bozo twins who were the lame henchmen. Who were those guys? They scared the shit out of me. Those two, they had like the bald head with the hair on the side, like
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for money. Those guys
Yeah,
scared
who
the
were
shit out
those
of me. I
guys?
think they credit as Bozo 1 and Bozo 2 in this movie.
Oh, you know who is annoying? The guy, I don't remember his name, the guy who quit um Adam Sandler's store.
That was another like fake out type thing where they showed him later on in that other store. I was like, oh shit.
I know, I thought he was gonna like fuck him or something. I don't know, he
Yeah.
just was annoying. And that's it. He just annoyed me.
8 years. I gave you 8 years of my life.
Yeah.
Here's a Gucci shirt. Very expensive.
Yeah, wash your ass.
And then he was he was in like a stand later. Got places up and down the Diamond District. They're looking for my expertise.
Oh, speaking of the Diamond District, here's a fun fact. So that place that he went to do pawnbrokers is I that's where I got my wedding ring, is in that place with all the booths on the side and everything like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, got my wedding ring there.
Your wedding ring or the one you
My wedding,
bought for?
the one that I wear.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I went to Howie to get his ring.
You went to Zales.
Yeah.
The boy's flush with cash.
All right, should we move on to scenes?
Please.
I want to do and I got one more Ani mention for
Oh,
least
I'm
favorite.
sorry.
Dwarf number 2 in the play at the
High school.
high school.
Fair.
He rubbed
Was
me the
that
wrong way.
was that the one that walked behind when she was spitting money out of her mouth?
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to make a joke that didn't really land. So both of you
No,
go
it
fuck
did.
yourself. And let's go. Let's go to least favorite scenes.
Well, you messed up my who asked you, so go fuck yourself.
How'd I do that?
I said, who asked you, Robbie?
And you're
I
supposed to
said
say
me.
me?
I
Yeah,
said me.
Oh, I didn't hear you say me.
Oh well, there you go. Double go fuck yourself.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
God.
Well, if you know Tilda Swinton, you know me and Tilda. If you don't know, we did a draft a couple of weeks ago, and she was on my team. Best team ever assembled. They said, reminiscent again
did you know
of the
she was
two.
in this movie?
Yeah, as the voice, and so is Natasha Lyonne as the voice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I saw the movie twice. Okay,
All
All
right.
right.
2 times,
2 times.
Sorry.
2 times.
All right, let's do least favorite scenes first. I feel like we never do that.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
You start.
All right. I think I don't know, man. Like there's a number of scenes that really annoyed me, and that's what I think led to me like kind of hating it. I think the scene in the school annoyed me. Like I think the most. Like I understand the henchman's train of thought. We're gonna be threatening in front of your family. That's gonna get you to pay more. But like they chase him throughout backstage and like in the hallways, he fucking bites him. And then instead of like, I guess, it's embarrassing, but like they're just gonna throw him in the trunk. That's it.
Jakey.
And then just leave. Like that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
again, I understand they're being threatening to the family. They're embarrassing him, putting him in an awkward situation with his family around at a school. That's not a good look to be naked in a car at a school. But I don't know. For some reason, like some of those scenes just really got on my nerves. And I'll pick that one.
I appreciate it. Robbie? No, I agree with you. Robbie, you want to go?
Yeah, I didn't really have any least favorite scenes in this movie. So I'll go with the colonoscopy scene. I'm not really into looking inside a man's butthole. Um, maybe if I had a couple of drinks in me, that'd be different. But other than that, yeah, that was really the only scene like I was like, I don't really want to see this. And then it reminded me I'm getting up in age and I might need a colonoscopy. So I wanted to forget about that as soon as possible. So other than that, I have to go with that because even though he did have a clean tush, I don't want to see that.
Hey, you're 40. You should go get it taken a look at. Just saying. About to be
I should.
about to,
Except
about to
about to
be
be 40.
it's not a big deal. I speak from experience. Um, my least favorite scene, I'll go back to what we mentioned briefly. It was the argument between employee number one and Howie. I just, like I said, I mean, that never ended up paying off where, I feel like a lot of those things were red herrings. I feel like that was the one that was not necessarily egregious, but like I was kind of expecting more out of it, especially when you see him later on doing that menacing stare out to the street where Howie's walking by. But yeah, it was probably one of the more pointless scenes in the movies. Like I thought, or in the movie, like I just thought they were setting something else up, and it just never paid off. So I'll go with that one.
Any Ani mentions?
I don't have one.
Not not a scene, but the nephew trying to get autographs from KG. He was just such a weirdo.
Who wants an autograph?
I know. You're like 17, 18, bud. Like, get
Yeah,
over
get
it.
a picture. Get a picture.
Yeah. Um, I have a Ani Mensch that's also not really a scene, but I need to know is how Howie like didn't have money, but also afforded an apartment in Manhattan and a home that looked pretty pricey on Long Island. And I also assume I don't know, but the mom didn't work. He had 3 kids. Like, how's he affording this lifestyle?
I feel like he got to a certain point where he's just moving money around paper at this point. Like he's maybe not very liquid, but he's got like assets and things that he can leverage to get loans and stuff like that. So
Fair.
that was kind of how I explained it in my head.
Like the money that comes in from the shop is like going to the house and the kids and whatever, and then anything extra is just yeah. He probably has no savings anyway. He's
Yeah.
just moving everything. All right, that's fair. All right. Favorite scenes. Who just went last?
Well, I did, Ryan.
Oh,
Benny Bones.
So
set
I'm gonna
yourself
go with
up.
the, we've shouted it out multiple times, but the ending scene,
Damn
just
it.
the well, sorry. I mean, it was the best scene of the movie,
It
so
was.
sometimes you gotta go chalk. No, like I said, the tension that was just built leading up to that scene, the you, at least for me, just figuring out how this is gonna go wrong, and like I said, every leg of that parlay, I was expecting something to get fucked up. He was going to get the tip. He got the points plus assists or rebounds or whatever it was. And then they ended up losing. Um, you know, just trying to figure out how it was and just how they turned it all on its head at the end there, like to give you the false hope of a happy ending, only for it to turn out to be the worst possible ending for Howie. So that to me has got to be the best scene and my favorite scene just because I felt like the whole movie built to that, which is kind of how, every movie is, but I just felt it more in this one.
Which was a more jarring headshot? This one or Leo's in The Departed?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Leo's, because this one looked fake. Not like the shot, obviously,
Yeah,
but
taking the like special effects out of it, I guess. But
oh,
like
okay.
the actual like, wow, Howie's dead now, and wow, Leo's dead.
I think the Departed one.
I
Yeah,
forgot about the Departed one. That was so shocking. I have to go with that one.
same, but kind of close.
For sure. Ryan, favorite
Me?
scene?
I think Robbie
Uh,
goes. I went first.
No.
my favorite scene, would have to be the weekend performance scene. I think that I love the way that was shot once the Black Lab went on. I just love the entire vibe of that scene. Plus, it was like complete chaos. You had Damani and Howard going at it. You had Damani's fantastic orange sweatshirt that was just lighting up the room. We got introduced to Trinidad James. Shout out him. Hopefully he's listening. Um, then you got, Julia in the bathroom with the weekend, grabbing his how you bins, staying a little bit faithful to Howie. And then you have my favorite pastime of all time, arguing with my girlfriend in the streets of New York, uh,
In front of other people.
in front of other people, causing a scene. So yeah, that's that's uh that's why it was not that's why it was my favorite scene, but I just like the way that scene was shot. I mean, Benny took my favorite scene, obviously, but I thought that was a cool way that they shot it in complete chaos. And shout out Howie going toe to toe with the weekend. I was hoping he would have, put him in a figure four leg lock and knocked him out. But that was a cool scene. Howard was going ballistic, so I enjoyed that.
I love her walking back, and she's just like, "You guys are waiting in line, you bunch of pores." Like that was her. That was her insult.
Yeah, you could see that she wasn't acting in that scene.
Yeah. I'm sure the director was like, just act like you normally would.
Yeah, just act like you normally would talk to somebody like that.
Yeah, to the plebes. Um, I'm gonna go favorite scene. I guess I'm gonna go with when he first gets the opal, the uncut jam. Like just his excitement, like made like it was almost at that point, I kind of thought like, all right, maybe he's gonna turn it around here. Um, and he like sort of did, and then he didn't, of course. But that was a cool scene, just kind of seeing his excitement over getting it, and then like going back to like as he got it, I was thinking of the very beginning when they showed the miners actually finding it, um, even though that was kind of prefaced by someone getting injured. Still, I'll go with that with the opal, even though that thing was, I don't know if that was real, but that was disgusting looking. Why would anyone pay more than $1 for that thing?
Yeah, that
Very
was annoying.
unimpressive.
KG wanted it though.
He did. I don't know. He saw the universe in that thing. Any Ani mentions for favorite scenes?
I know Robbie's got some.
Yeah,
I
I guess
got
when we
one.
first get introduced to Julie's butt, I mean, poof, we're like out of this world. The plums, explosion, the loins, loose. So, yeah.
I had no idea who she was until seeing this movie. And then I had heard everyone making fun of her for the jams, but I didn't realize it was the same person. I thought it was just some lady that was saying it funny. I didn't
Yeah, me
realize
too.
I didn't realize it was the actress in the movie. But yeah, I looked her up like, yeah, she looks great in this movie, but I don't know.
She's eccentric.
Yes, that might be it. That's a great word.
Yeah.
I have an Ani mention favorite scene, and that is when we were introduced to the real best cheeks of this movie, and that's every scene with Mike Francesca.
Ugh, please, if I would have saw him in lingerie, this movie,
Oh my
I
goodness.
would have been still watching it just over and over and over again.
Is
Oh,
there Go ahead, Robbie.
quickly, him in some lingerie and sipping on a diet soda. Fuck, you gotta fucking forget about
Forget
it.
about it. I think he might be like one of the top people, like celebrities, that I would actually want to meet in real life.
I don't know if I'd want to meet him.
You don't want to ruin the idea in
No,
your head of
I
him.
know he's an asshole. I just don't want him to be an asshole to me. You
Yeah, he
know,
probably would be.
I just go up to you like, Mike, dude, I grew up listening to you in my dad's car since, as long as I can remember. Be like, okay,
Great.
well, what do you
Okay,
want me to do? Okay, great. You listen to the radio. Okay, cool.
dog, you're gonna watch that Ben Affleck movie this weekend.
Which one? Which one is that?
He plays a blind superhero. Fights crime.
True story, Michael?
No,
You hear about Stanley? I think that's my favorite one. Who cares?
He died. Oh yeah, Mike, he died. Yeah, he did all the Marvel comments. Oh, who cares?
Who cares?
Mike, what do you think they trade
Stanley?
Derek Jeter for the entire 1927 Yankees roster?
He waited an hour on the phone for that.
He was so bad, but so good. Like, I legitimately miss him in the afternoons. Like, just waiting to hear the nonsense.
He had an opinion,
Right?
and he was right about it. No matter what, you couldn't
Yeah.
convince him. You couldn't convince him otherwise. And the
Oh
boy
yeah,
loves he loves his football. He loves his baseball. And love him or hate him, he knew what he was talking about a lot of times. His opinions may not be the best, but he knew what he was talking about.
and and he's super entertaining. Him and a dog were fantastic. But you know how hard it is to just do that by yourself, even with the Mad Dog. Yeah, but just to do that 5 days a week for like five, and they were on for like five. He was on for like 5 hours just talking sports.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Back after this.
Um, any other Ani mentions for favorite scenes? All
I'll
right.
leave it.
Is there anything you can think of to make this movie better?
mean, I said it before. Sorry, I said it quickly. I said it before. More Francesca all the time. That's all you got. That's the only reason. That's the only way you make this movie better for me personally.
Here's a good a good lesson for Hollywood. I hope we clip this and we put it up. More Francesca, more plums. That's all you need to know.
That's it.
The only thing I would change was maybe a little bit more about Arno. I kind of would have liked to know kind of what was going on there.
Yeah, agree with that. Or yeah, anything more about the finances or whatever. I just can't believe that he would like take the Celtics ring and pawn it
I know.
and place a bet. That like fucking flipped me out that he would
That's
do
just
that.
who he is. Crazy shit, insane shit.
It's just in one hand and out the other. Crazy. Yeah, maybe some more on Arnold. I don't really have anything specific. Maybe instead of tattooing Howie on the butt cheek, she could have tattooed a Mike Francesca face.
Yeah.
Just said Mike's on.
Yeah, Mike's on. Well, I do have a way that we could make this movie better, and that's by working overtime, casting Matt Damon, our favorite game, in which
Our
for
favorite
some
man.
reason we cast Matt Damon in either a role that exists or one we make up. So, who wants to work overtime first? You fucking cocksuckers.
I'll punch my overtime card and say
Okay.
give me Matt Damon as, I think his name is Tim Donaghy, the crooked ref from the NBA who ends up
Yeah.
who ends up fucking over KG in game 7, and how he loses the bet and things get crazy from there. So
Love it.
you get a little side story, maybe like a little companion where they're flashing back to Donaghy and Howie, and they set that whole thing up, and he's the one that ends up fucking over Howie, and then Arno and Howie have to team up and they go take down Matt Damon, but in the end Matt Damon comes out on top because he always does.
Well, why wouldn't he? Love it. Love it. You want me to go?
Sure.
Give me a young, lean, mean, dancing machine, voice of an angel. Give me Matt Damon as the weekday, an up and coming singer who replaces the weekend in this scene because I know the weekend can't act, but we already know that Matt Damon could sing, right? Scotty doesn't know.
Mhm.
Fantastic song. You know he
Howie
can
doesn't know.
act. Howie doesn't know, right? He can act. He can do it all. He's got the good looks. He's got the genes. He's lean. He's mean. So give me Matt Damon as the weekday, an up and coming R&B singer. Get the weekend out of here. It would have been much more believable. And then we could have parlayed more scenes. We could have introduced the weekday getting his Michael Jackson chain, right? And then antics would ensue from there. I think Matt Damon would have had a bigger part if he replaced the weekend as the weekday.
As always, you've
Love it. Just
got an A+ on this segment.
amazing.
I might have got an A+ on a segment. You got an A+ on this podcast for your Tush Gardens reference. The best thing that happened to this the best thing that happened to this podcast ever, I think.
Best thing since Matt Damon.
Um, so I'm gonna cast a young voice of an angel, like was said, Matt Damon, not as an actor, not as a person, but as a voice actor in this film. And he's gonna play one of those diamond encrusted Furbies that tells Howie what to do. We want to know why.
Nice.
Howie, you just got 40 grand. Why are you gonna bet it on something else? You just got 60 grand. Why are you gonna bet it? The Furby. The Furby's been telling him what to do this whole time.
Take KG with the over, cocksucker.
Yeah, if you don't take the tip off, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
2 weeks without
I'll
pay.
investigate anyone I want.
Fantastic.
No. Tush Gardens is a fucking fantastic. I can't even believe it.
It
Absolutely
came to me.
amazing.
It came to me.
Absolutely amazing.
You didn't
One of the best
workshop
things I've
that
ever heard in
before
my
the
life.
show?
No, that was a in-season debut right there.
So
I hope it
impressed.
sticks around forever.
It's coming back. Oh, don't worry. I'll run it into the ground like we do everything else.
Yeah, that's right. Next week's segment. What about this movie is Tush Gardens? Um, is there anything else we need to discuss about Uncut Gems?
Have either of you, I know Robbie, you mentioned that other movie, but have you guys seen any other Safdie movies?
Nope.
No, I don't know what else is out there.
Have you?
No. No, excuse me, it's Josh and Benny Safdie, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that dude Benny is, I mean, based on this movie, you probably could tell, but he's like out there. I think he went on like Seth Meyers or something,
Yeah.
completely painted silver at one
What?
point. So yeah, so like everything was like silver, and he did the interview like that. So I think they're kind of like out there guys.
I think
Sometimes those are the best.
he was in Good Times. I think he played uh damn it. What's his name? The vampire man. Ed Norton,
Twilight.
Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson. He played his brother in that movie. But Benny, I'm surprised you didn't know. I'm looking it up right now. Benny Safdie, Oppenheimer,
Yeah, I said
Edward
that.
Teller.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
I got into a little tiff about that because she said, "Oh, he was in Oppenheimer," and I just said, "Nice." And she went, "Okay, that's all you got." I was like, "I don't know. What do you want me to say?" So that was fun after the movie ended.
and what else? Was he the one in that show with
Emma
Nathan
Stone?
Fielder and Emma Stone?
Yeah, he's in that.
Oh yeah.
The Curse.
The Curse.
I've heard it's like pretty good. I mean, I'll check it out.
It looks interesting, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's Showtime, so I really don't have high hopes for a lot of Showtime stuff. But I feel like once you figure out or you know what's going on in that show, you're gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
like all right, I get it. But I mean, it's Emma Stone, it's Nathan Fielder. I like Nathan Fielder. I'm not like crazy about him, but
Yeah. What was that show, Nathan, for
Nathan for
you?
you,
Yeah. I remember when I started watching is that the one that was on HBO, I think?
Comedy Central. It's on
Um,
HBO Max.
whatever. I watched like a few episodes. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. And then by like the end of the season, I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's one of those shows where you watch a couple episodes, you're like, all right, I get it. He's awkward.
Yeah. Um, oh no, I'm thinking of the rehearsal.
Yes. Yeah, that was kind of like his not spin-off, but like his Nathan for You 2.0.
Yeah. That one I was the first one or two episodes, I was like, this is so interesting. And then by the end, I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna finish this last episode. All right. Nobody has anything else. Let's wrap it up. Please, like we said before, we do polls every Friday. Please vote. Send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about Uncut Gems or whatever movie wins the poll. Give us your fucking plum rating. Anything. We love it. We appreciate the support. Follow us or whatever. Rate, review, all that fun stuff. Um, anyone have anything else to say?
No.
All right.
Nope.
Robbie. Tell him good night.
You're not KG. Told you. Don't lean on the fucking glass.
KG said it best. Anything is possible.
Do you think that when KG won the championship, he went to Disneyland or Tush Gardens?
Oh, you know he went to Tush
Ooh.
Gardens.
All right, bye.